think of those black shirts?
To be honest with you, I haven't really seen them other than the picture that got leaked or whatever. So I haven't seen them up close yet, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that Coach Frost has embraced that tradition. I don't know when we're wearing them or if we're wearing them or what's going to happen, but I think it's pretty cool.
Did they come out with the energy you wanted to start the week?
Yeah, today on defense especially. I know Coach Frost maybe said the offense didn't come out as much as he wanted them to, but we came out on defense. We made a few mental errors when we got tired. He gave us a lot of tempo periods today, but the energy was really good. There hasn't been one day where I've been disappointed with the energy of the team. We definitely got a lot of things to work on. We're not there, but the energy's been really good.
We heard a lot from Frost about the offense on Friday, situational scrimmage, but what did you see out of that?
Situational scrimmage, I thought we were really good with the 1s and 2 units, and then the 3s kind of had that half of football at the end, and we got some work to do to develop those young guys. But with the 1s and 2s, we made some good plays. We made some dumb plays in situations. For instance, we picked off a ball to end the game. We didn't get down with it. We tried to run it back for a touchdown, and that's happened here before, and those guys just got to learn those things. So I think it's really important that Coach puts us in some situations so we can have it happen on, August 18th instead of September 30th whenever we play.
Is there a player or position group that you would describe as a pleasant surprise for you, or has everything kind of gone according to your projections?
Gosh, I don't know. I think, I'm really happy with. I think everybody knows who Mo Berry was. I'm really happy with the way Colin and Will are playing right now. Fighting for that other spot. But I think we got 3 really solid guys that can come in there and play. And then obviously some of those young guys will give us a 4th guy. The Markel Dismuke has done an unbelievable job from the time we got here till now. But the whole defense, I'm pleased with where we're at. We got to keep going. We got to keep fighting. But I'm pleased with where we're at.
Did you see a moment where it flipped for Markel and it became, all right, we're going to buy in and do what you guys want to do?
Gosh, I don't know if I can pinpoint a moment, but I think it was probably after the season last year. Maybe it was when he knew it was going to be a little bit more my time, or the position was up for grabs and those kind of things. But he's been an unbelievable teammate and an unbelievable player here in the spring and in the fall practice.
We saw a video on Twitter from the Big Ten, Darian Daniels going up against Brendan James, kind of, just talking about some of those matchups today.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. I think in this camp, Coach Frost has gone a lot of 1s versus 1s. He wants a physical practice, 2s versus 2s. So our best guys get their best guys every day, and that's making us better. It's making them better. Anytime those D linemen get to go against, Farniak and Hymas and some of those guys, it's really good for us. And those receivers are causing us some fits out on the perimeter, but it's really good to see it in practice. And I'm glad we're doing 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 and some good versus good for the majority of camp.
You mentioned that battle between Colin and Will. What are their strengths individually between the two?
Man, they're both moving so much better than they did before. They both have such a better grasp of what's going on. You feel like those guys can make the calls if Mo's not in there. But I think those two they've done a really, really good job of developing themselves. Barrett Rude's obviously done an excellent job of coaching those guys up. They look strong, they look fast, they look like Big Ten linebackers are supposed to look right now.
No tenderness from Will from the injury last year?
No, I haven't seen him. You always worry about that. Is he going to come back? But, this is kind of the second time for him coming back, so I think he knew what it was going to be like. But, that first scrimmage, I saw him run down there and tackle Wandale in space. If he can do that, I'm like, that's pretty good.
Have you gotten Jakeem in full pads yet?
Yep, he was in full pads today, and he's been taking reps even in the half rack. He takes reps during the thud periods. You can't go live when you're in the half rack, but he was full pads today, and he's taking some reps.
What do you see from him? Is it maybe better than you expected? Or?
I think we knew what kind of talent he was. He's just got to get comfortable in the scheme, and he's got to play himself into shape. No matter how much you do between your last game in December and your first game or your first practice, you come in, everybody else had 15 practices on you, you're going to be a little bit out of shape just playing yourself into football, but I think he's going to be a really good player for us.
How was JoJo acclimated back since rejoining you guys?
The same thing, you don't know what to expect out of a guy like that, but then we throw him in, a couple days ago for his first go-around, and he looks like he didn't let off at all from the spring. So he's a very sharp kid. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to use his body. And he's just a different kind of guy that we have out there than those other guys. You know, you put a true cover guy in there and they could do some really nice things, and you put a true outside backer in there and they can be physical, but JoJo's kind of got a good mesh of both.
Is JoJo pretty close to full go, or is he full go?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously watching his rep count, getting him back in, but he's full go right now.
When you start to look at the depth chart later this week, is it going to be a hard decision for you, or do you kind of have a clear vision of it?
I think there's some hard things going on yet. You know, the DBs, there's 5 or 6 guys that could be starters, and we got to find a way to figure out who's going to walk out there for the first snap. That D-line's pretty deep. What do you do with JoJo? Is he ready? The inside linebacker, you got 3 guys. But those are good problems, and I think what you guys are going to see and that everyone's going to see is a lot of guys rotating in, and I think we need that, whether you're a quote-unquote starter or not. You know, I'd love to have 22 starters so we can roll that thing through and keep everybody fresh, as many reps as we play on defense. But there definitely is going to be some hard decisions on who walks out there for the first snap.
I know penalties was an issue on Friday too. How much of, are you enforcing technique and stuff? How much is that a point of practice?
Yeah, I mean, once again, those situational scrimmages are so important because, the way we practice, everything's fast, and then you get some of those 3rd and 1 or backed up where you're going to get hard counted, and everybody knows you're going to get hard counted, but the defensive line hasn't had their earmuffs on in 2 weeks, and all of a sudden they get hard counted and they jump off sides. So I think it's really important to get those reps. We've got to work on that. We've got to clean up a little bit of holding in the back end, kind of hurt us on 3rd down a little bit last year. So Coach Fish is really focused on that, and I know Coach T is really getting the D-line so we're not jumping and it's going to happen, right? Defensive offsides, every once in a while, it's going to happen, but there's situations where you have to be aware that it's a very high probability of a hard count, and those are the things we need to get instilled in those kids' minds right now.
You guys are super fall into fall camp, and it seems like now is usually the time a grind hits and they kind of start wearing down. But talking with the guys, it doesn't ever really seem like they are upset or that the grind. Do you feel like the grind hit this fall camp at all?
You know what? Like even today, me and Coach Fish talk about it. This is always hump week. It's the week before you start getting the game prep, and those guys came out laughing, smiling, wanting to play football, a lot of energy. I didn't see any mush faces out there. I didn't see any gloomy Gus's. I didn't see any of that. I mean, credit to Coach Frost. The culture on the team is, I don't know if it's where he wants it, but it's much, much better, and these kids love playing football, and they love Nebraska, and they're happy to go to work.
I know you got a veteran defensive line, but a guy like Casey Rogers, a young guy, how has he been able to improve over the course of the offseason?
Yeah, he's done a great job in fall camp, and with him, if we're running most of the base package, he's going to be really, really good. He's not quite like those older guys where he can get in and out of some of the stuff right now, but he's done a lot of really nice things in camp, and I think he's going to provide us with some depth if we need him.
How much of a luxury is it to have essentially 6 or 7 upper-class defensive linemen so that you can develop some of these younger players that you've recruited, and you're not necessarily forced to put somebody into a situation where they're not necessarily ready?
Right. I think this is what it's supposed to look like, right? Once you get 4 or 5 cycles in, we're not quite there, but in the D-line, we just happen to have that. It's good and bad. It's good because those young guys sit and watch and get ready, but you're always recruiting a young guy that you're trying to hope can play as a freshman. So I think there's always going to be a kind of a constant battle, and all the transfer portal and all that business. It's sometimes a young guy comes in and he's not going to play, and some of those guys don't want to wait anymore. That's just the kids that we deal with in today's world. But it's awesome right now to have those senior D-line to show them how to do it, especially the way that they practice and the way they conduct themselves around the building. I think that's important for the young guys to see. If I want to be a great player, I need to act like the great players. And if your great players are turds, then the young guys are going to act like turds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we say it all the time, whether, there's 2 types of turds. You're a sinker or you're a floater, but you're still a turd, right? I mean, so you got to have when you have really good people that are the best players, that helps the locker room tremendously.
Erik, the AP poll just came out. Nebraska's ranked 24th in the top 25. What's your reaction to the national perception of Nebraska football right now that they're ranked in the top 20?
I think it's cool because of the way the program is perceived. It's great because of the way Coach Frost is perceived. We haven't done anything yet. So I just assumed we weren't ranked. I hope none of those guys think that they made it, because we certainly haven't. Like we said last time, we're a 4-8 football team until we get in the season. So ranking 24th don't mean diddly to me.
I apologize if you were asked already about Ty Robinson, but he doesn't look like a freshman, right? Big guy.
No, he's big, he's strong.
Where is he kind of at? Again, is he a guy you need to use this season with all your experience?
I mean, I think that you got enough where you don't need to, but you'd like to. I mean, he definitely brings some value, and once he continues to get reps and learns how to do things, it's for those big guys. D-line and O-line, I think for me, is like the hardest ones, where you're saying, oh, this guy's a great player in high school, let's get him out there. But those big guys in high school, there's nobody to block them. There's nobody that can even come close to touching them. Then they get up here, and you got to deal with Farniak and Hymus and those boys. It's a little different, So it's kind of like they run in there, like, I'm just going to run in there and go blow everything up. That ain't going to happen. So technique and getting valuable reps is so important for a guy like that.
Anything else for Coach?